Alrighty, I've got a reading right now for the Moon and Jupiter conjunction that should happen tonight. So between Saturday and Sunday, sometime tonight. Anyway, Moon and Jupiter in Aries. Let's just see what the heck that brings with it. So we've got a Three of Wands as a root. And a 10 of Wands is the main card. We'll just put one on either side here to see where it comes from and where it goes. Oh, geez. All right. Now, the root card being the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is pretty much showing long-term growth, long-term slow growth. But this is as we are feeding these connections or the things that we're doing that are genuine expressions of who we are on the inside. And the Three of Wands, what's happening here just requires patience and nurturing. So it's like long-term plans or friendships, connections with people. They just take a while to grow. And in the Three of Wands, you can see all of this like nurturing, sort of like feeding a baby type energy that's in there. And whatever it is that is represented in the Three of Wands, it can't really take troll energy or aggression or anger. It's all about patience and nurturing and, basically commitment to letting something grow, right? So the fact that the three shows up is a good sign because it means that we've already done a lot to sort of manifest the things that we're working on. And in the state of the three, the wands are just about to bloom. Like these flowers are just about to open up. So the main card is the Ten of Wands, and this has been coming up a lot in the cards lately, but the Ten of Wands is basically thankless shit work, right? And it's like the burden, it's all the crap work that you have to do to actually achieve the thing that you're trying to grow here. Now, as we look at where it comes from and where it goes, it's coming from a Two of Swords. So this basically shows in this process. So the 10 is the shitty work that no one will say you're doing a good job or anything. It's just all on you to sort of do it with no recognition or praise or anything. And the Two of Wands back here is showing that we kind of hesitated or like we kind of mentally blocked ourselves for a while from doing just the slogging shit work shown in the Ten of Wands. So here, because that's in the background, so we're past that stage, right? And doing the shit we need to do here. Now, as this moves forward, this is tricky because it moves forward into a reversed Ace of Cups. And the Ace of Cups is about emotional satisfaction and emotional fulfillment. And the Ace of Cups says, today can be good. And it's just like accepting happiness on a fundamental level. When this thing's upside down, it shows for some reason there being kind of a sour sort of attitude. But through the shit work, as we move forward, there's some emotional thing happening that won't really allow us to be happy, quote unquote. Now, I'm going to pull another card on this just to see like what the deal is here. If this is just a temporary lack of harmony or something, like what is going on? And we get the Tower. Okay. Now, this makes sense to me as we move forward, like in the 10. As we make progress, there are certain things that we'll basically be walking away from. And as we create new structures in our lives, that will come at the cost of other structures in our lives. And the Tower is showing some structure in our lives that basically blows the fuck up, right? And here, in the face of something that has been stable, even though it was a prison, something that has been very stable there for a while, as that collapses, it will be much harder to sort of be optimistic. Um, but looking at the whole thing, doing the work here and just like doing the labor, the thankless labor, that is the key. So that is the right thing to do. Um, but as things, other things in our lives, we'll say, as those things begin to crumble and fall apart, it will be difficult to be optimistic. That makes sense. And also, if a bunch of things have sort of collapsed in your life recently, I would not expect that to necessarily change. So I would say, don't be surprised if more things in your life sort of collapse. Now, the good thing about the tower is that the things in our lives that are collapsing were holding us back. The tower itself is a prison. So as these things blow up, just know that they were holding you back. It was some sort of prison. Now, let's just see what else we got. Oh, that's a good one. So we get the world, and here I'm just sort of looking at what else is going on, right? And this makes sense with the tower in there because the world is essentially the end of a chapter. The world is the last card of tarot, and here the mermaid has gone all around the world and she comes back to the place that she started from. This is the moment when she sort of reflects on how far she has come, how much stronger and wiser she is now than she was when she left, right? So it's like sort of reaching some sort of destination, but it's not quite the beginning of the next chapter. This is like the last paragraph of a chapter in a book. Um, so, what will come after the world will be the next chapter, but this is basically saying reflect on how far you've come, how much you've learned, right? And you are much stronger and you are much wiser than you were when you started this chapter in your life. So, you will be able to take all of that strength and wisdom into the next chapter. But this is more about reflection and sort of understanding how much you have gained before you step into the next one. And I might as well pull it out here. The next card, of course, is the first card of tarot, which is the Fool. So I'm just going through here and let's pull it out just because it would make sense, to see it. So once all of this reflection is done, then we step into the beginning of the next chapter, and that's the Fool. And, just to cover this a little bit, the superpower of the Fool is that they don't know shit. They have no idea what's coming, right? So it's like a totally new world. And here, reflection, then what comes next is the brand new deal. So that's what we have. It looks like there are a lot of big changes that are happening now. And the reading is basically saying, like, don't forget to do the thankless shit work. And if you have been doing that, then good job. More things are going to collapse out of your life before you are able to move into the next chapter, but fucking let it happen. So that's what we get for our Mupiter, our Moon and Jupiter conjunction in Aries. And if you do have a topic for a reading that you want me to look at, hit up the Patreon page. And for as little as $5 a month, you can get on Patreon, and I take reading requests from there. That's what we have, and peace.